One of the most important things with search engine optimizing with social media or blogging is, and this is important in real world SEO as well, is the fact that people are going to start writing content, articles on the website or blog or whatever it is, but the people really search for what they're writing. They may search for what they're writing, but they could write something, say they sell bikes, and they could write, I sell bikes. But does the person type that in when they search for it? They go, bikes for sale. So all of a sudden you've got the wrong keywords. So this is what you've got to get in your mind when you write a blog. I need to write into my article what this person is going to search to find for what I sell. Right? And so many websites make that mistake, that they type in and talk about their business, blah, 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 instead of thinking, what would my client be looking for? And that's one of the most important things that you can do. Now, then you need to include that in your title, because your title is very, very powerful. That's the first thing that a search engine will look for. So this goes for your blog or your website. For instance, if you have, say, bikes for sale, that's the title of your website. If somebody types that in, that's going to rank very, very highly. Of course, you need to have links pointing towards your website that actually have those keywords in them. So if you got someone to link to you, you'd say to them, can you give me a link that actually says bikes for sale in Perth? Okay? Yes?
Paul, you're talking about what keywords that you use. On my website, I've tried to do that, but I've read articles where if you try and deliberately, I don't know, capture the market, Google will shut you down, and you can't operate, or you can't target specific keywords. So how does that kind of work when you almost get thrown into, like, because I'm in recruitment, so you put everything possible, and like everybody else does. But like, so you read other articles that say, well, don't try and do the obvious, because Google knows all the tricks, and the spiders will pick it up as being deliberately trying to be number one or something. So how do you kind of get around?
That's called keyword stuffing. Too many keywords. Okay. Can you just quickly have a look at room hire Perth? Well, actually, just go to Google and search for training room hire Perth. Training room hire Perth. This is my website. That's number one. Okay? And what does it say in the title? Training room hire Perth. Because we know that, well, that's computer training room hire Perth, Western Australia. Computer training seminar and meeting venue hire Perth. That's the front page. That's the second page on the website. So we've got two pages that occupy number one and number two on Google. Okay? And it's because, mainly, of the titles. Okay? You can see which words are highlighted, because it's highlighted the words that we used on the search. And we'll also highlight the words that we used on the search in the description. Okay? So the trick is to get in Google to display what you want there and what you want there. Okay? Now, what does this one mean? Number 3. Integrate common group. Right? Okay. What does integrate common group, integrated management services Perth, Western Australia, mean to you? If you search for a training room in Perth. Nothing. Right. So even if they were on top, would you click on it? Right. So your title's not only important for SEO, it's important for the person that's making that search. Because even if you're number 4, if your title and your description is good, people will look down and they go, crap, 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 crap. That's what I want. Okay? So that's very, very, very important.
So this computer training, where have you got that as a title on the website? It's not obviously the name.
It's in the header tags, right? Which is you've got a meta title tag. That's where you put it. But if you were blogging, that's the title you would make your blog.
Right.
Okay? So 2 different things.
Yeah.
Okay? Now the description on this one, I have made Google put that particular description in on my one, right? Because that's what I want people to see. Situated in Burswood, WA, these training rooms are approximately 8 minutes from the centre of Perth CBD. Because I know that a lot of people who search for training rooms in Perth will go training rooms in Perth CBD. Okay? But on most other people's websites, that there is actually a meta description in the title tags, which I've deliberately put there because that's what I want Google to do. But in most of my client sites, we don't use the description. We let Google go and find their own description by taking information off the web page. Okay? Now, can you just click on the cache there, please? Yeah. Now, if you click on the cache, you'll see what Google has found on my site. And you were talking about keyword stuffing. You can't go overboard, but you can get a lot of keywords into that page. And everything I've written makes sense. Now, see all the ones that are highlighted? Google's telling you how many keywords it's found on my page concerned to what my search was. And that's training room hire Perth. And if you have a look down and just keep scrolling down, you'll see how many times that I've got that in the actual web page. Okay, even down the bottom we've got the type of training our computer room is capable of. Adobe trainings, CAD training, Excel training, computer training. As long as it makes sense, because you've got to remember that the people that come into your site need to be reading something that makes sense. So it must make sense. And don't go overboard with keywords, but you can start to see how many of those keywords you can actually get into one page, still make sense, and still not get burnt by Google.
Is it true that when you're putting information on, there's an area where you can just put keywords in? Now, I've been told that Google hardly takes notice of that anymore.
They haven't used that for years.
So you just leave it blank, there's no point putting anything?
No,
just got to
don't
get in
put
content.
keywords in it. That's old hat, that's 20 years ago. And basically, so as description's gone, you don't put descriptions in anymore unless you have a really good purpose for doing it. You just let Google make up the description itself. Okay? So, this is what you've got to do when you write your blog. Because I know one of our the people are going to try and type in training room hire Perth, then I'm going to write about it. Okay? So this is what I'm trying to explain to you about your blog. Make your blog consist of what you know people are going to type in to search for what you're trying to talk about. Don't just use your own terminology for your own business. Okay? Like Integracom did by, they're too busy looking in the mirror saying, we're Integracom, oh, isn't that wonderful, Who cares? What's the name of my business? Ondex Training Centre. Where is it? I'll go back. Well, where is it? It's not there. It's not there. No, just go back to that again. Go back to the cache. Yeah. Where is Ondex Training Centre? Is that my title? Ondex Training Centre? Because no one's looking for Ondex Training Centre. They're looking for Perth training venues. Who cares what your name is? If people know what your name is, they already know your company. So what you should be advertising, and especially with something like this, because what people will do with websites is when IE8 came into being, they started the tagging system. So you can tag things. So they'll do a search and they'll go tag, 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 tag. And they'll have 7 websites loading in the background on all the tabs. Then they'll go look at the first tab. No, that one, no, that one, no, that one, no, that one. Oh, this looks like what I want. Okay? As soon as they hit that page, they can see that that's where they want to be. They can see a picture of a computer room. They can see Perth training venue within a flash of an eye. And that's how long sometimes you get for people to recognise your content. Okay? So that's why it's very, very important with titles and things like that. Okay? All right. Okay, cool.